Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 1 of What If Naruto Unlock a Strange Power. If you enjoy this and you want to see part 2 of it, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and comment down below and tell me that you want to see part 2 guys. And I'll be posting for you as soon as possible. And you can also go ahead and check out Amaterasususano down below. I'll leave in the link down in the description for you guys to check out and enjoy. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Well, new series. Start the intro. So let me give you a small summary before we start this new episode. Naruto is the son of Minato Namikaze and Kiyomi Uchiha. What would happen if on top of his sharingan, he unlocks a new power as well? When another attempt of the villagers trying to take his life. What if he finds out that his uncle is still alive and his uncle trained him until the academy start? I hope you guys do enjoy. So without further ado, let's begin this new series. It is October 10th. It seemed to be just a normal day. Everyone in the hidden leaf, civilians, they were walking around enjoying the cool breeze of night. But in a privacy room of a hospital, screams could be heard. "Damn it, Minato, you did this to me. When this is over, I'm going to castrate you," a voice yelled. "I'm sorry, Kiyomi-chan, but just hang in there. It will all be over soon. You're almost there," said Minato. If you're wondering, yes, this is the same Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage of Konoha. You may wonder what is going on. Well, long story short, Minato and Kiyomi are having a baby. You may wonder why the room is private. That's a simple answer. The Uchiha clan are against a relationships of Uchiha and non-Uchiha. However, Minato and Kiyomi has been seeing each other in private since they became Genins. "Okay, we're almost there. Just one more push, Kiyomi-san, and it will all be over," said one of the doctors. "You hear that? One more push, Kiyomi-chan," said Minato. She screamed and she gave one more push. The next thing could be heard was a baby crying. You could see the tears of joy on Kiyomi's face as the doctor handed her a baby. "Congrats, Hokage-sama, Kiyomi-san. You have a healthy baby boy." "Minato, look, he's so handsome," said Kiyomi, as she kissed her baby forehead. "Yeah, he sure is," said Minato, as he was overwhelmed that he was a father now, tears of joy coming from his eyes. As he looked at his newborn son features, he had black hair like his mother, but he had blue eyes like him. This may cause some stir in the Uchiha clan when they see him. "I don't want to have to take out some of my wife's own family to protect my child," said Minato. "Don't worry, Minato, I'm from our branch family, the elders, the main house families, and the clan heads don't pay attention to us. The only one who talked to us outside the branch families would be Mikato." "Mikato, huh? Is she still mad at me about the Kushina situation?" "No. I spoke to her, I explained everything," said Kiyomi. As Minato remember, when him, Kiyomi, and Kushina were Genins, he saved Kushina from a group of Kumo shinobis that were sent to capture her. And let's just say there was a rejection that night, and Kushina didn't take it kindly. Flashback. Minato was out late at night training when he noticed a trail of red hair. As he followed the trail and saw Kushina as she was tied by a rope, as he saw 3 Kumo shinobis around her, he decided that stealth is his best option of attack right here. So he take to the trees as he pulled out a kunai. Once he was close enough, he made his move. His first victim was the tallest one, bringing up the rear. The man was walking as he was thinking about the amount of money he was going to get from his mission. He was so in his thoughts he didn't recognize a mop of blonde hair. As Minato moved with a flash, sneaking upon the man so fast as he slit the man's throat, stabbed him right in his temple as everything went black for the man. His life had came to an end. The 2 shinobis heard a thud as they looked back to see their leader dead. "Shit, we were followed," one of them said. "Quick, back to back," as the 2 of them went back to back so they wouldn't get sneaked upon. As the both of them heard a whistling sound, One of them jumped, but the other one was not so lucky as Shinobi found the kunai embedded in his friend's skull. The last Kumo Shinobi was armed with 2 kunai now looking around, as Kushina was still walking ahead, not realizing what was going on. The Shinobi was looking around as he was trying to find who was attacking them. He then heard something crack above him to see a branch falling. But it was his mistake, as a feet then smashed into his face. He was sent sailing back as he smashed right into a tree before his lights went dark. As Minato then went over to Kushina. "Kushina," he said. As she looked up, she gave a weak smile, but then her legs gave out as Minato rushed forward and caught her, as he picked her bridal style and started to jump off. "Hey, what are you doing?" she said, as she tried to hide her blush, noticing how handsome he looked with the moonshine on him. "I'm rescuing you. What does it look like I'm doing? This is the quickest way to get you back and checked out by the doctors. No, I mean, why are you saving me? Everyone thinks I'm an outsider and they pick on me. During the academy, you never pick up for me. You just stare sometime and then turn your head. And how did you even find me? I'm helping you because you're a Leaf Shinobi and we always stick together and help our comrades. I never really said anything in the academy because it was always you who were defeating those bullies. And also I thought you were kind of cool, and I thought that one day we could become friends. But you kind of looked at me like you want to hurt me as well, so I never really bothered. And also I saw the trail of red hair you left behind, and I immediately knew that it was yours." As he wasn't noticing the blush that was on her face as he was leaping ahead in the trees. "Hey, Minato." "Yeah," he said, looking down, as he was cut off as she kissed him. It was just a short kiss. As Minato's brain rebooted for a second there. "Kushina," he said. I'm sorry. If that was what you were hoping for, I can't be with you," he said. "What do you mean?" she said. "You're the only boy I ever kissed. Are you serious?" she asked. "I'm sorry, Kushina, but I have someone else, and we've been together ever since we became genin. If I never met her, we could have tried something and see where it goes, but right now all I can give you is friendship." "Whatever, just take me to the hospital," she said. After he took her to the hospital, he headed home, but he stopped at the training ground when he saw his girlfriend training. As she saw the look on his face and asked him what was wrong, and he told her everything. Yes, that was his first 3 kills. She was mad at the kiss, but it wasn't his fault. And Kushina didn't know that the both of them were dating. The next day, Minato was in the class of the academy when a pissed off Mikoto came up to him. She started to yell at him, making everyone look at him in the class, saying that he was only using Kushina to get in her pants, as she called him a horrible person and left, making everyone stare at him with wide eyes. It seems like Kushina was very sad, telling Mikoto what happened, and Mikoto took it the wrong way. End of flashback. After that, Mikoto still hated Minato. Yes, she didn't like him, even after Kushina and Minato had made up and became friends. "That's good," said Minato, hearing that she forgave him now after Kiyomi had talked to her. "I was hoping that our kids could be friends. She recently had a son a couple months back, right?" "Yes, she named him Sasuke," said Kiyomi. "Well, congrats to her, we will have to..." He was suddenly cut off by a loud roar. "What the hell was that?" he said. Suddenly a shinobi burst through the doors. "Hokage-sama, is horrible. It's the Kyuubi." "But never mind," he said. "Get all the Jonins and the Onbus in the front line to fight. I want all Chunin and Genin to get the civilians to the bunker. After the civilians are safe, tell the Chunins to come to the battlefield, except for Kakashi. He's in charge of the Genins, watching the civilians. Now hurry up." "Yes, Hokage-sama." "Kiyomi-chan, I know." "Go, I'll be waiting," she said. He kissed her and disappeared in a yellow flash on the battlefield. Moments later, as Minato was standing on top of his face on the Hokage's monument, as the Kyuubi started to gather energy, Minato pulled out a 3-pronged kunai as he went through hand signs. As the Kyuubi launched his tail beast bomb, but Minato's barrier absorbed it and sent it straight over towards the forest, where it exploded. Before Minato could do anything, a man appeared right behind him, but Minato flashed away to see this strange man. The both of them fight went as canon, with man calling himself Madara Uchiha. As Minato came back after, ripping the man control of the Kyuubi from him. As Minato went through hand sign, summoning Food Cart Destroyer, as Gamma Bunta appeared and dropped right down on the Nine Tails. "Bunta, I need you to hold on Nine Tails while I get ready. I have a plan. Easier said than done, Minato, but I'll try." "Minato, what are you doing?" asked Sarutobi. "I'm going to seal it away to save the village from any other destruction. I'll be back." Before Hiruzen could say anything, Minato flashed away. As Minato arrived at the hospital room to tell Kiyomi his plan, but what he saw was heartbreaking. Kiyomi is dying while shielding herself from the ki and demonic chakra in the air from the Kyuubi. She smiled weakly after seeing Minato, as she had tears in her eyes knowing that she wouldn't live after tonight. As she could already tell what Minato was planning to do, but she wanted to be with her family for one last time. So Minato flashed the both of them to the battlefield. Minato gathered his chakra as he flashed away with Gamabunta and the fox, all of them. Gamabunta was hurt as they arrived in a large clearing after going up against the fox as he was sent back to the summoning world. As the fox thought he was free now, he was about to kill all of them down below, but he was suddenly grabbed by golden chains. Kushina, Minato and Kiyomi yelled. Seeing her condition, she was battered, she was bruised, she has cuts all over her body and her clothes was torn. Minato, I was attacked by this masked man, claiming to be Mother Uchiha. He took the Kyuubi from the seal, she said. I know, Kushina. He also snuck up on me, but I hit him with a Rasengan, and he retreated. Now, I'm about to seal him into my son. I know it's wrong, but it's the only option. I cannot reseal it into you. It will just break out again. This is the only way, given your state. Kushina smiled sadly, as she knew that he was right. What's his name? Asked Kushina. His name is Naruto, both Kiyomi and Minato said. The Kyuubi roared as he couldn't get out of these damn chains, as Minato started to go through hand signs, placing his son right there. Reaper Death Seal! Hiruzen arrived as he was about to stop Minato. He should have done it. His time was long over already. He should have been the one to save this village from destruction and make Minato live on as a Hokage. But Minato's already set up precautions, as there was a barrier that Hiruzen could not enter, that Minato placed up after Kushina had arrived. After he finished the hand sign, the spectacle of the Shinigami appears, as his spectral hand went through Minato as Minato winced out from pain, as Kushina was struggling to keep the chains up, as in a rough conditioned state that she was currently in, with Madara already dealing a great number on her and ripping out the Kyuubi out of her, the chains, then stagger. The Kyuubi saw that he was about to be sealed, but there was no way in hell that was going to happen, as he lashed out to kill that child. As Kiyomi and Kushina saw what was going to happen, Minato was still in the process of sealing the fox away, so he couldn't move. So the both of them made one choice right there as they jumped forward. The fox claw tear right through the both of them, but they managed to stomp their foot down, slowing it, as Kushina enforced her chains at that last moment. As two envoys landed behind Sarutobi outside the barrier, as they told him that the civilians are all safe. Back inside is Minato and Kiyomi, giving some parting words to their son, as Kushina had some words for him as well. Naruto, you would be like the son I never had, she said. I leave to you all the Uzumaki sealing items that I have. Knowing that you're the son of Minato, something tell me that you'll be interested in Fuinjutsu. I know how the life of a Jinchuriki is, being one myself. It will be hard, but you can't let the hate and anger of the Bichu take over you. You must counter it by love and happiness, so please, do not go down a dark path. I wish you all the best. As Minato looks on sad, that neither Kiyomi or him would be alive to raise their son, but he looked over at Sarutobi, hoping that the old man would do his best and take care of young Naruto. Seal, said Minato, as the beast roared as it was sealed inside of Naruto. As Minato then collapsed over, the barrier fell. In a flash, Hiruzen was in there. Kiyomi, Kushina hanging there, he said. I will get the medical team right here, as he knew that Minato's soul has already been taken by the Shinigami. No, there is no use, Hokage-sama. It seems like we're done here. It's time for us to move on to Kiyomi. His name is Naruto. I wanted to give him the last name from Kushina's clan Uzumaki. I don't want him to be used as a weapon if he activates his sharingan. And he can't take Minato's last name due to the Hidden Stone being willing to do anything, because after the third Great Shinobi War, to get back at Minato, wait until he's at Chunin or Jonin to tell him about us. Unless he activates his sharingan. You can tell him about me, but you must not tell him about his father until he's Chunin or Jonin, or when you deem him worthy of being able to protect himself. I left him all my notes on my taijutsu style. If he's like me, he won't be really good at the taijutsu style of the Uchiha, even with the sharingan. As she reached in her robes and pulled out the scroll. When you tell him about me, I wanted to give him this. Minato also have one for you to give to him when you tell him about him, but it is sealed in your office. It is a blood seal that only him can open. Please, take care of him. That's all I ask, she said as she looked over. I love you, Naruto, she said. As Hiruzen shed a few tears as he looked over to see Kushina was no longer breathing either, but she also had a scroll in her hand, as he assumed it was for Naruto. As Hiruzen knew that he had to retake the mantle of Hokage, to protect Naruto, as they collect the bodies and leave to deal with the backlash of the attack. Time skip. Kill the demon. Why would you bring that thing in here? Let's burn it alive. Throw it in the forest of death to be eaten. This was the reaction from the civilian council after Hiruzen announced Naruto being the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. Hiruzen then sent a dose of killing intent around the room, making all of them go scared and shut their mouth instantly. As the shinobi's part was in there as well, as Hayashi and Fugaku was looking at the baby as well. Naruto would not be killed, and that is final. And if you people are thinking about anything stupid, if you try to kill him, the Kyuubi will just be released once again. And this time, we don't have a seal master like Minato or Kushina to seal it away. Hokage, not that time against Naruto, but we still have Jiraiya as our final sealing master, said Shikaku. Yes, we do have Jiraiya, but however, as great he was at sealing, something like sealing a powerful beast like the Kyuubi, at best he would be able to suppress it with that seal should he try to break out. Compared to Minato and Kushina, Jiraiya was an amateur in sealing. He hasn't mastered the Uzumaki level of sealing yet, and Kushina had, and Minato was on his way to master them before he perished. Hiruzen, said Danzo as he stepped forward. What has happened to the Uzumaki sealing scroll? If you would like, I can hold on to them for safekeeping and keep them out of the wrong hands. That is a question I cannot answer, Danzo, because Kushina was the only person who knew where they were and what would happen to them if she would die. As Danzo hid his frustration on not being able to gain something so powerful. But here's another good idea where all of them were, and it has something to do with the scroll that he found in Kushina's hand. Very well, said Danzo. However, this brings up the question about the Jinchuriki. If you want, I can give him the proper training and condition, so he can use his power as a tool. No, Danzo, he said Hiruzen, cutting him off instantly. You will not be getting Naruto to turn into a mindless weapon to use at your own disposal. Now, with the passing of Minato, I will take over as Hokage once again, starting now. Now, the status of Naruto being a Jinchuriki is a S-class secret, and no one will speak about it. No one of his generation shall know about it. Minato wanted this boy to be seen as a hero, for not the beast that he contained, but as a hero he is to contain it. Any harm or anything that shall be revealed out of this room about the boy will be punishable by death, he said, leaking some killing intent to make his point get across. As they all nodded, but the elders and civilians already start to plot away in their mind to break that boy, to make him suffer. Most of the civilians already hate him for the Kyuubi attack, even though the boy is not the beast. Now on to the casualties and repair we have to make to the village. Damn it, I'm too old for this shit, he thought to himself. Time skip, 4 years later. And stay out, demon! A woman yelled. She looked to be in her mid-30s. That was what he was called ever since he could talk and understand what people were talking about. And he didn't know why, and no one would tell him. He had no friends in the orphanage except for a girl with 2 buns in her hair. Well, she was adopted over a year ago, so he was all alone now. He knew his name because of an old man that he liked, and he called him Jiji, and that old man showed him kindness. He was the 3rd Hokage of the village right now, and the only one to show Naruto respect and treat him with love. As little Naruto is walking through the village, he was rather hungry as he was walking through the village late at night, as he smelled something delicious. It was coming from a place named Ichiraku Ramen, but he was treated by everyone badly, so he wouldn't dare to go into that place, yet be run out or cursed at. As he started to walk with his head down low before he bumped into someone, he looked up to see the man wearing a chef hat. The man looked down at Naruto. This man had known who Naruto was, and he knew who Naruto's parents were because they were close friends. Hey young man, I'm Tuki. Are you hungry? You look like you could use some food. As he saw how frail the boy was. I would, but I don't have any money. I'll be fine. I always go a week without eating at the orphanage, sometime even 2, so I'll be okay. For a couple of days, you know? As the old man clenched his fist, but he had a smile on his face to reassure Naruto. The man was pissed. How dare those bastards in the orphanage treat Naruto like this? He need to report this to the Hokage right away. Nonsense, the man said. Come on. It's on the house. I couldn't even charge you even if I wanted to. As he held on Naruto's hand and led him right into the shop. As Naruto was surprised. This was yet a second person to be so nice to him. Naruto then saw a girl, maybe 5 or 6 years older than him. Hi there, welcome to Ichiraku Ramen. I am. She said that smile, holding her hand out. Oh, I'm Naruto, he said as he took her hand and shook it. As the old man looked at Naruto, he wished he could have adopted Naruto. But the council banned anyone from adopting Naruto. His thoughts were interrupted as he heard Naruto's stomach growling. "I'll get you some ramen, just sit there," he said as he went to prepare it. As Ayam started to talk to Naruto. He was shy at first, but she realized that he just needed a friend. "So, what's your dream for when you get older?" she said. "Well, I want to be as awesome as Jichi and become the Hokage. And I want to start a family. But I'm marrying a wonderful girl," he said. As Ayam looked at him, how do you know about love and marriage?" she said. He was quite young. "Oh, well, they wouldn't let me get any of the kids' book at the orphanage, but there was an orange book left there, and I opened it, and I saw this man. He was working out with a girl. It seemed to be quite exhausting because afterwards, I couldn't read everything because I don't really understand all of it, but he was always sweating, the both of them were, and panting, and then he went on to work out with 10 other girls, and it was more exhausted." As Ayam started to blush as he realized that Naruto was reading a porno, but he didn't know otherwise. As Tuka came back with 3 bowl of ramen. If he's like his parents, this won't even be enough to fill him. As he remembered his best customer spending a fortune on ramen. However, he heard Ayam ask Naruto about his dream, and that was the same thing that Minato said. But he then started to laugh when Naruto described the book that he learned to read from. He might have to give Naruto the talk in a few years. "Alright, 3 large bowls of miso ramen in the house, eat up." Naruto was intoxicated by the smell, and he couldn't help but drool at the food in front of him. "Thanks for the food," Naruto said, as he started to dig in. After 5 minutes, he scoffed down everything. Old man, can you get some more?" Naruto asked. As the man simply chuckled. "Sure thing," he said. After another 10 bowls, they saw Naruto with a sad look on his face. "Well, I guess it's goodbye for now," he said. But the old man placed a hand on his shoulder. "You don't want to go back there, do you?" As Naruto shook his head, "No." "Well, how about you stay here tonight? And tomorrow, we'll talk to Hokage about your living arrangements." Naruto didn't understand. Why was this man so kind to him? As he couldn't help but hug the man and thanked him. As they closed up shop and go to a door that head upstairs to their apartment. It was a decent sized apartment, 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, and living room. As Ayam lead Naruto to the extra room that he will be sleeping in. As she gave him one of her father's shirts, so she could wash his clothes for him, seeing that it was all that he has. The shirt was so big, all you could see was Naruto's head. Everything else, his arms, everything was covered up. As that night, Naruto had the best sleep that he has ever had in his life. The next morning, Naruto woke up and go to the kitchen to see Ayam making breakfast. She greeted him and she gave him some food to eat, as they were going to the Hokage later, so they would have to open late. After everyone ate, they were going to leave, but there was a knock. As he opened the door to see the Hokage with 2 envoys. One of them had on a dog mask as his hair was leaning to the other side, and a taller one with brown hair, with a monkey mask. As Naruto was used to the feeling of hatred, as he could feel it coming from the one with the monkey mask. "Hokage-sama," the old man said, "we were just coming to see you to talk to you about Naruto." "Yes, I was coming here to tell you that the civilian council wants you to be arrested. However, I know better than to listen to those fools. Let's go to my office." As they got to his office. "So, Tuka, do you mind telling me why was Naruto living in your house?" Hiruzen didn't really care about that. He was glad that the man was looking after Naruto. But the elders are there, minus Danzo. "Well, Hokage-sama, in all honesty, Naruto does not live with us. He was staying here for the night since he doesn't have anywhere to live. As we told you earlier, we were unaware to speak to you. However, I believe it would be best if Naruto should explain what happened," the old man says. He looked towards Naruto. "No, that boy has nothing to say during this meeting. We won't hear it," said Koharu. She had lost one of her daughters and her husband during the Kyuubi attack, so she hoped and hold on to a deep hatred towards Naruto and blame him. She didn't want Hiruzen to become Hokage because she wanted to harm that boy, and Hiruzen was always protecting him. "Be quiet, Koharu. He has as much right to speak like us during this meeting. After all, it is about him." "Go on, Naruto, tell us what happened," said the other elder. His name was Komura. He lost family to the beast when he suddenly attacked. But he had his suspicions about the attack because as far as he knew, Minato just checked the seal the other day and seen Kushina's condition before the burial. As they saw that Kushina looked like she has been through a serious fight despite the stab through her stomach. She had numerous bruises and cuts on her arm. And Homura knew that Minato was a seal master and also if Kushina was there as well. So he didn't blame the boy, knowing that the fox was completely sealed. And he wasn't against Hiruzen for becoming Hokage. He was just worried about his friend, teammate, health, because he believed that the stress would kill him. As Naruto told him everything, from how he was being treated in the orphanage and also being kicked out, but what he said next shocked them. "I knew about the law that prevent anyone from adopting me, For being a demon and disgrace to the village, the lady at the orphanage told me, especially my own friend was adopted and taken away, but I will not say her name. I don't want people to know that because they're gonna treat her badly, like who I am. Gigi, is it possible for me to have my own place? I know how to clean up. I promised, Naruto said. They always had me clean the entire place when the other kids went to play. So I can do it. As Naruto didn't notice the looks on their faces because he was looking down, thinking that they would deny his request. But four of them in the room were rather pissed off to hear these things that were going on, while Koharu had a smug look. Very well, Naruto. I will find you a place to stay after I'm done in the orphanage, but I want you to stay with Ayam and Tuka until then, okay? Time skip. As Hiruzen walked up to the orphanage, as he saw the helper, a girl named Kurenai Iwai, a first student that has been helping in the orphanage on her day off, ever since she was a genin. She saw the Hokage walking and she greets him. Hello Hokage-sama, how may I help you today, she asks. Yes, I'm here to see Naruto Uzumaki for today. It's time for our usual lunchtime at Ichiraku Ramen. As that was a lie. As he met up with Naruto yesterday, he just wanted to see how she'd react to Naruto's name, because he knew that she lost her family during the Kyuubi attack when her father went to the front line to hold off the beast. She later found him dead on the rubble, and it took a lot for her to get back into training. To his surprise, a sad look came on her face as she sighed. I was actually going to talk to you about that. He has been beaten up a lot around here. 2 years ago when I saw the matriarch beating him, I came in to stop it. But after getting her to calm down and leaving him alone, he said that he doesn't want me to associate with him because he didn't want to put me in trouble as well. I know that he healed quickly from anything, but it's the mental scars I'm worried about. But I haven't seen him all day. In fact, I checked up on his room last night and I didn't see him. I was come to you to talk to you today about him. It's alright, Kurenai. He's safe. He's with Tuki and his daughter Ayam right now until I find him an apartment later on today, due to the laws around him, with him being adopted. However, I'm going to need all the money I send here for him to be taken care of with. I am sorry, Hokage-sama, but for the past 4 years I've been working here, his money account has always been empty. I assumed that it was spent on him. However, I doubt that because all of his clothes was always poorly taken care of. Kurenai, are you telling me that the orphanage has been stealing from him? As Kurenai nodded and told the Hokage that she's been seeing the matriarchs around here with new jewelers and new clothes, and all the other kids have been getting toys except for him. Kurenai, over the last 4 years I've sent 400,000 Ryu for them to be taken care of, and you're telling me that they spent on themselves? As Kurenai nodded, thank you, Kurenai. I will need you to watch the orphanage for 2 weeks while I look for new caretakers. I will double the pay since you're a chunin, and you will still get your chunin pay on top. Think of this as a big rank mission. She was shocked as she nodded in agreement, as he then stepped forward to talk with the woman that was in charge, along with all of her help that were going to be fired. As he came inside and saw there was a picture on the wall with Naruto, as there was a lot of food thrown at it, with demon spread across his face, the word, and with 9 tails behind it as well. As he saw the matriarch sitting down as she was currently counting some money and putting them away. Good afternoon, ladies, how are you today, he said, giving them a pleasant smile that was fake, hiding his rage. Good afternoon, Hokage-san, she stuttered. How may I help you? As she looked at the clock, as she realized why the Hokage was here. Oh, I'm just here for Naruto. It's time for our daily routine that we do. I figure I'll just take him for some lunch. Anything to get away from those paperwork, you know? I'm sure you are, Hokage-sama. Paperwork is always troublesome, she said. So do you mind if I go up and get him now? I'm sure that he's getting impatient. No, that's okay, Hokage-sama, we can go get him. As she and the rest of the helpers rush up to the room. What are we gonna do? He's here for Demon Brat and we kicked him out last night. And he didn't come back. I have an idea. We can keep our jobs and he get Demon Brat. Another one said, as the rest of them laughed. Moments later they came down, one less. As Naruto was with them. Ah, Naruto, so are you ready for today? To grab some lunch at the ramen stand that I'm sure that you will love. Yeah, said Naruto in a happy tone, too happy to be him. As Hiruzen shook his head, he just snapped his finger as 4 undo appear. Do you really think that you can trick me with a simple transformation? I know that Naruto isn't here and that you have been stealing his money that I've been sending for you to take care of him. Now Anbu, take them to the IT department. I want to know how much money they have stolen and everything they have done to him. As he turned to Kurenai, I will be sending some workers to help you over the next 2 weeks until I replace the workers fully. After that, I have a request that has come into my office that I think you would like. Thank you, Kage-sama, she said above. Time skip. as Naruto was in the kitchen laughing with the old man and his daughter as they were teaching him how to cook, saying that he was going to be living on his own from now on. Until there was a knock at the door. "Hokage-sama, come in," the old man said. "Thank you, but however I'm here to just show Naruto his new apartment. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about." As took a smirk at this, the building in the red light district. It has been renovated. Minato did it, along the 3 to 4 blocks surrounding it, as Minato was in the process of cleaning up the slums of Konoha before he died. So the people there respected Minato the most, as he added stores that created jobs for most of them. But some things never changed, with the brothels and the crime rate, as Tuka saw the apartment that Minato set up for Naruto for when he moved out, as he didn't really have to pay rent, since he technically owned the place, but he can't collect any rent from the people until he claims his inheritance publicly. As Naruto's apartment was set up lovely with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, a kitchen and a living room that already has everything, couches and coffee tables. "Now Naruto, come along, we have to get to your new apartment." As Naruto rushed over and hugged the old man and his daughter rather tight, thanking them for everything, before he said his goodbye as he head off with the old man. Time skip. It's been 2 years since Naruto moved into his apartment. He still visit Ichiraku Ramen almost every day, and love to talk with the old man as well. However, now we find young Naruto running for his life from an angry mob. He doesn't know why this happened, all he does is mind his own business, but they still chase him down. And Naruto is incredibly fast, like a high genin, even though he's only 6, because of all the running. However, these are not just civilians, there were some jonins and chonins in there, throwing kunais as well, while civilians throw bottles and rocks at him, as Naruto mistakenly think that he was running towards the alley, where the end of it would be his apartment, because he was such in a haze and such a rush. He didn't realize he was going down a dead end. "Nowhere to run now, you little demon. It's time to get you back for killing our loved ones or our comrades, you little shit. Yeah, you stupid fox, it's time to die." "Dude, you're not supposed to speak about that, you know the law." "So what? It's not like we would get in trouble. The envoys that were supposed to watch over him, they agree with us after all, so we can get our hits in." "Oh yeah, that's right." As Naruto wondered what the hell was going on, he's 6. Why are they calling the fox? He didn't kill anyone, what are they talking about? As Naruto saw everything moving rather slower, as he started to dodge them, the ninjas were surprised by that, as they saw his eyes turn silver for a second, before it returned blue, as a kunai hit him in the shoulder, as Naruto screamed out in pain before 3 more kunais hit him, as another shinobi threw 1 more kunais and went through hand sign. "Kunai clone technique," he said, as Naruto saw about 10 kunais coming at him now, but he jumped towards the left, dodging every one of them, as he saw they were moving slower than before, like he could see the movements, as they all gasped when they saw his eyes. It had changed. He had his sharingan activated, 1 tomo in the right eye and 2 in the left eye. Do you see his eyes? Wait, is he a Uchiha? No, it's a trick. He must have killed a Uchiha and stole his eyes. Let's kill him. As they didn't charge forward, as it was too much, as they started to beat Naruto down. A massive killing intent then spread over the area as a sharpling sound could be heard. They then turned to see the Anfu. Behind the Hokage, there was 3 Anfus, as lightning was crackling off of one of their hands. "Anfus," said Hiruzen, as the Anfus nodded. "Kill them," he said, as they didn't spare a second. They moved incredibly fast as they slaughter all the ones who had harmed Naruto tonight. After the massacre was over, Hiruzen looked at Dog as he asked him, "Who was supposed to be guarding Naruto tonight?" he asked. "It was Boar and Mouse, Hokage-sama. I want them found and sent to the IT department, get everything out of them, and kill them." "Yes," said Dog, as he vanished as Shunshin to get them. As that was going on, Weasel and Raven has finished, as they were disposing of the bodies, as Naruto was off to the corner as he was being helped up by a blonde girl. "Are you okay?" she said. "Who are you?" said Naruto. "Oh, hey there. My name is Samui," she said. As she then saw her appearance, she heard the commotion but she ran down the alley to see what was going on. "Sorry, I have to go," she said. Samui, she heard her mother called out. Before she leaves, she told him to meet her in the clearing in the forest 2 days if he wants to play, before she ran off. As Naruto looked up at the Anfus, the both of them gasped at his eyes. "Shit," said Hiruzen. "Let's go," he said. Moments later, Hokage's office. "Okay, I know that all 3 of you have answers, but I'll start with Raven and Weasel first. But Naruto, what you have here in here today, it cannot be spoken to anyone else, understood? As Naruto nodded, Weasel, Raven, remove your mask. As they did as told, revealing two black-haired boys. As one of them was the heir of the Uchiha clan, the oldest son of Fukaku. It was none other than Itachi Uchiha. The other one had a small smile on his face, and he seemed very warmed. His name was Shisui Uchiha, as he was the best friend of Itachi and also the cousin of Kagami Uchiha. Now Naruto, I'm sure you have questions and I will answer them for you. Naruto nodded. Why was I able to dodge all of those kunais and shurikens? Why does these people always treat me like that? And why did they call me the Kyuubi? And where was my damn Anvu guard, he said. As Hiruzen knew it was time to tell him, Naruto, the reason you were able to dodge all of those kunais and shurikens is because you have unlocked a dojutsu belonging to your mother's side, the Uchiha clan. As everyone in the room but Hiruzen was surprised. Now before you get mad about why you were not raised by the Uchiha clan, it's simple. 6 years ago, on your birthday, the Kyuubi attacked the village. No one knows why though. However, it was up to the 4th Hokage to stop the beast. But he didn't kill it because it couldn't be killed. He had to seal it. And that night you were the only newborn baby. He had no choice but to use you for the sealing process, making you a Jinchuriki. Now listen to me, you are not the Kyuubi, you are only the container. Now the reason you were not raised by the Uchiha clan is because they would try to use you as a weapon. And I know that Minato didn't want you to be seen as a weapon or used as any. He wanted you to be seen as a hero and live a normal life. However, I messed up by revealing your status to the council back then. But I had no choice back then, seeing that the Jonins were with me already told the elders and some of his friends what happened. I did make it an S-rank law not to speak of it or harm you, but it seems like no one took me seriously, especially those people out there. Now that has resulted in the deaths of civilians and shinobis alike. As for the Anvu guards, apparently they have grudge and hate against you as well, so they left their posts allowing the civilians and shinobis to do as they please. But I had Dog track them down and being sent to the IT department. As Naruto remained silent for a while, but he spoke. Hey Gigi, you never answered my question. How was I able to dodge the shurikens and kunais? He did answer your question. It is because of the sharingan. Everything slowed down for you, making you to anticipate and dodge your opponents and predict their movements, Itachi said. Yes, but it seems like you're a special case, said Shisui. When most people activate their sharingan, they have one tomo in each eye. But you have one, and two in the other. That's not what I'm talking about, said Naruto. I felt it when it unlocked. Something just felt strange in my eyes, but before that, I saw everything clearly. And I didn't know what it was, but my body moved on its own. I'm sorry Naruto, but I don't know what you're talking about, said Hiruzen. Oh, okay, said Naruto. I don't know if it happened again, but I'll tell you if it do. But who's my mother? You said that she was a Uchiha, but you never mentioned her name. As Hiruzen sighed, as he looked over at Shisui. Your mother's name was Kiyomi Uchiha. As Shisui and Itachi's eyes went wide, Shisui even more. What? Said Shisui. Yes, it is true, Shisui, said Hiruzen. Naruto is your sister's son. The reason I didn't tell you because despite the both of you being half brother and sister, she was moved to the branch family because she refused to marry Fukaku. Because she met Naruto's father, and despite him not being a part of the Uchiha clan, which is frowned upon, she didn't want to have kids with anyone else but him. So, she stuck with him. Then, to marry Fukaku. After that, she kept on seeing Naruto's father, and a few years later, she became pregnant. But because of the Kyuubi toxic chakra mixed in the air after her giving birth, it was slowly killing her. With the stress that her body went through after giving birth, she was shielding her son. I am sorry Shisui, but I can't allow you to have custody over Naruto. But I can't give you a long-term A-rank training mission until he starts the academy in 2 years. As Shisui quickly understand what he meant by that. Of course Hokage-sama. But this will not interfere with me and Itachi or the S-rank mission, will it? It will not, said Hiruzen. Hold on, said Naruto. Would he be training me? He says. He pointed at Shisui. Well, that is up to Shisui. After we discuss it tomorrow, he said. As Naruto then looked down. Oh, Gigi, I never knew that you read those orange books as well. As Hiruzen looked down, with a shocked look on his face, as Hiruzen quickly kicked the book right under his table. Naruto, where did you read something like that? He asked, hoping that Kakashi did not give it to him. Oh, it was the only one I was able to read at the orphanage because all the kids' book would be gone, and I found that one under the table. Naruto, I don't want you to read those books anymore, okay? Okay, said Naruto. But like how you read it, can I ask you a question? Sure, said Hiruzen. Why does a guy want to pound a girl really fast? As all three of them fall to the ground, he asked the question so innocently, not even know what he's talking about. as they were afraid that they had to give him the talk. 2 days later, as Naruto had found the girl, her name was Samui, as the both of them played tag, hide and seek, and Naruto also saved her from invisible ninjas while she was a princess and he protected her, as they played some more through the week, and he even bought a yin and yang necklace, as she had a yin and he had a yang, with their names on the back of it, as she had his name and he has hers. After hearing what JJ and the two Uchihas tell him, Naruto asked her something. As she went along with it, the both of them decided to be each other's first kiss. It was really strange, making the two of them blushing up a storm, as they turned away and just started to go back to playing, as they weren't aware that they were being watched by a blank face mask onto, as the man then left and reported to his master. The next day, her father had gotten a report about her hanging out with Naruto, as she was told that Naruto was killed by some rogue ninja. She couldn't believe it as she was just beyond shock, and they were now moving to Kumo. Samui became sad as she was just so shocked, and they also got out of Konoha and moved to Kumo, but she still wore her necklace, as Naruto was confused because from that day, he never really saw that girl again. A couple days after that, Naruto still wore the necklace as he kept it tucked in so no one could see it, as Naruto was now in the office with Hiruzen and Shisui. Now Shisui, you are to train Naruto for the next 2 years until he starts the academy, because I fear that the teachers will sabotage him and teach him wrong. Yes, Hokage-sama, he said. Now Naruto, this scroll is from your mother. It has her taijutsu style because she was no good at the Uchiha style. As Shisui laughed a bit as he remembered watching his sister struggle with the interpreter fist. Anyway, she left this for you, along with her ninjutsu that she created. He said, handing Naruto the scroll. Thanks, JJ, said Naruto. But can I ask you a question? Sure, he said. As Naruto picked up a paperweight off the table, as he tried to put the paperweight on the scroll. It's not happening, he said. I saw some ninjas put those things in their scrolls. How do they do that, Naruto asked. He's just like Minato. It's a good thing they left their notes on Fuinjutsu back for him. That, Naruto, is something we call Fuinjutsu. It's a very hard skill. There's only been 4 Fuinjutsu master in Konoha, and we only have 1 left now. But he's out of the village now. However, I do have some books on Fuinjutsu if you would like to study them. As Naruto nodded as he really wanted to find out about it. Alright, you both are dismissed. I expect good work from this training now. As the both of them nodded before leaving, as Shisui held on Naruto and disappeared as Sunshin. Suddenly, Hiruzen looked over at his table, as he went through hand sign, but he calmed himself, as he just wanted to burn those damn paper. His secretary then came inside with more paper, as his eyebrows started to twitch. After about 3 hours, as Shisui was watching Naruto, as Naruto was cross-legged, and he was concentrating, he was meditating, he was searching for his chakra. But the next thing Naruto knew, he was in some strange sewer, with pipes leading in 2 different directions, as he felt hatred coming from the left, so he went to the right, where he felt a burst of energy. He was then snapped out of his mindscape, as Shisui watched with a smile on his face. Jeez, he already has much chakra as a mid-chunin. I need to teach him chakra control ASAP. Before Shisui could say anything out loud, Naruto spoke. Shisui, I thought we were the only one to be here. Yes, we are, Shisui said. As this was private, no one was supposed to witness this training. But Naruto felt something. There is someone over there in the bushes. Shisui nodded. Stay here, he said. With that, he disappeared in a body flicker, moving so fast, as the man who was in the bushes got stabbed right through the neck. Shisui already saw the mask on his face. This blank mask, it could only mean one thing. Root. As he took care of the body before taking the mask. They made their way towards the Hokage's tower, as they got there to see Hiruzen reading his orange book while giggling. As Naruto walked over, "Hey there, JJ," he screamed, as the man fell out of his chair and dropped to the ground. As he looked up to see Naruto and Shisui laughing, he quickly shook it off, hiding his embarrassment. We have a problem, Hokage-sama. As Naruto saw Hokage go in full Hokage mode, that is what he called it. What problem? As Shisui pulled out the mask. As Hiruzen was pissed, as Naruto asked what was going on. Hiruzen looked towards Naruto and told him about the secret organization that was back in the 3rd Great Shinobi War. Really? Naruto said. Who would do that to their own soldiers? Turn them into mindless puppets? As Naruto was rather surprised. His name is Danzo. As Hiruzen walked over and got a photo. If this man ever approached you, I want you to come tell me immediately. Wait, I've seen him before, said Naruto. Yeah, actually a lot of time. I see him come by the orphanage and he gave the caretaker a lot of money and he always leave with at least 5 kids and he always gave me a weird look. So, is he a pedophile or something? Naruto asks. As Shisui and Hiruzen's sweat drop, as it seems like Naruto learned to read from the Ichi book was not a good thing. Naruto, why didn't you say something earlier to me about this? Seriously, said Naruto. I'm the most hated person in this village. Well, except for that strange lady that I saw people looking at strange as well. That wear the trench coat. As he shrugged, they wouldn't believe me, they would believe him or the caretaker. Alright, for the meantime, I want you guys to use a personal training grounds in the Hokage's monument. There's a seal back there that Minato put. So no one will know about your training. Whoa, the 4th Hokage really does sound cool, said Naruto. As Hiruzen led them there. Time skip, it has been 6 months since Shisui has been training Naruto. As Naruto already know the leaf balancing, and water walking and tree climbing. Now he's trying to walk up a tree with a leaf stuck on him. Damn it, Naruto said as he fell down. As the leaf falls off his body, Shisui sighed. He's getting frustrated because he can't walk up a tree with leaf on him, while most chonins haven't even started this yet. Shisui then clapped, getting Naruto's attention. Okay Naruto, it's been 6 months. You have low chonin control over your chakra. And that is good since you have high chakra reserves, at least mid chonin right now. However, due to the seal, your reserves will start to grow faster the harder you train. Now I want to know how far you have come along with your Fuin Jutsu. Oh, that's really easy. I'm already at level 3. I can make storage scrolls, explosive tags and security tags, and my personal favorite, a tag that shoots out paint and feathers at anyone who activated, Naruto said. Shisui's sweat dropped. Seriously, one of the hardest arts to study, and he's making pranks out of them. I knew that he was good, but to get them so fast. Okay, I'm not going to ask about that one, said Shisui, getting a grin from Naruto. Now, we're going to start to work on your taijutsu with and without the sharingan, so you can get used to fighting without it. We don't want you to become too reliant on your eyes. He then launched out a punch at Naruto, who dodged it. What the hell, said Naruto. Good reflexes. We're starting now, said Naruto. Yes we are, said Shisui, as he appeared behind Naruto. Time skip, 3 months later. The 3 months could be described as torture for Naruto, as Shisui put Naruto through a regime that left him bruised and battered by the end of the day. Naruto also met some new friends, the clan heads, Shikamaru, as him and Shikamaru just spent most of the time playing shogi or watching the clouds. It was really relaxing and just calm. Choji, who loved to eat as Naruto always beat him though, left it to 10, to Choji's surprise. Hiba, who Naruto really didn't like much because he was just so brash and acted like he was stronger than everyone else. And Hinata, she had issues because of her shyness. And Shino, he didn't really understand Shino that much, well until they found out about their clan, which were antisocial because of their bugs and the way they act. But he wasn't a bad guy. And then he met Ino. She was brash and annoying, but she also reminded him of Samui because of her hair, as Naruto still missed his friend back then. And he also saw and met Sakura Haruno. They didn't really talk though, but her last name Haruno, he heard it once, as it was from a woman that was on the civilian council who hated him as well. And also he met Sasuke, which he found out was Itachi's younger brother. He was always trying to perform a jutsu while his father watched, but then his father walked away with disappointment when Sasuke couldn't, as Shisui told him that it was the fire style jutsu for you to pass like a rite of passage to wear the Uchiha crest on your back. But right now, focus, Naruto, said Shisui, as he sends punch and kicks at Naruto, as Shisui wasn't moving that fast, but Naruto didn't have his sharingan activated as he was trying to see how Naruto would keep up. As Shisui decided to up his speed as he started to assault Naruto, moving fast and Naruto can predict. But then Shisui noticed something. Naruto's body was literally moving on its own. He was just calm and barely using a lot of chakra. And then Shisui saw Naruto's eyes went silver for a flash there as he struck at Naruto, but Naruto tilted his head and slammed Shisui right in his stomach. Shisui stepped back in shock before Naruto collapsed. As he rushed to check on Naruto, he was just unconscious. As Shisui made his way to the office. What's wrong? Asked Hiruzen as he saw the unconscious Naruto. I honestly have no clue. I mean, I know what happened, but I can't explain it. As Shisui told Hiruzen what happened, as Hiruzen couldn't really explain it himself. Alright, I want you to take it easy on him from now. Just high Jenny or low tuning. Because whatever he used out there, it puts stress on his body too much because seeing that he's passed out. So how's his training going though? Well, you seem to be a natural. I have already taught him tree walking, sandbound balancing, leaf balancing, and water walking. Currently he's trying to combine leaf balancing with tree walking, but he's not getting it yet, but he will, trust me. His full jutsu is really impressing me, seeing that he does it on his own. He already made his own storage scrolls, security tags, and explosive tags. And he made a pranking sea that exploding paints and feathers. His taijutsu has come along great the past 3 months. His mom was right to leave him that taijutsu style. By the time we're done training, it will be a high genin, or even higher. Good. And I assume that you haven't taught him any ninjutsu yet because you're working on conditioning his body right now with his chakra flow. Shisui nodded. Good. Now on to other matters. Any progress with the S-rank mission? All I know so far is that they're just walking around, ready to snap at anything. I keep Naruto away from them because I know if they find out, they will put their anger towards him. Alright, continue to train Naruto. You have only a year left. Make your sister proud, Shisui. As Shisui nodded before taking Naruto home. Inside Naruto Mindscape. As Naruto woke up, here again said Naruto as he walked around. He decided to make his way down the other side, where he came upon 2 red gates that were shut with a strange seal in the center of it. As Naruto made his way forward, moving rather slowly through the sewer water, as he then looked inside to see what the hell? As he saw the giant fox there, but he was sleeping and drooling. Hey, Fox, you're drooling, wake up, said Naruto. Huh? Who? Oh, it's you, said the fox and stood up. Naruto was surprised. So what do you want? What? No even monologue about how you're the mighty 90th fox and all that, Naruto asked, or threatening me or something. No, it's too much work and a waste of words. Besides, I know you won't pay attention anyway. So tell me, why are you here? Well, I've got some questions for you, said Naruto. Shoot, said the fox. Naruto was surprised how easygoing the fox was being. First thing first, what's your name? So I can call you by your name, said Naruto. As the fox looked at him quite surprised, as people never asked him for his name before. But guys, if you any steps right here, if one thing's part of it, so I know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.